Hi y'all, this is Regina. Welcome back to Regina's Crafting and More. I've had another request from a lady that wanted I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Dreidl side seam design. So I've created one and I'm getting ready to stitch it, and it's pretty quick stitching. 17 minutes. Stitching time. Remember, we got to cut fabric back, blah blah blah. All right, hang on. All right, I have a regular bobbin in, and I'm using tearaway stabilizer. I have a piece of a t-shirt that I'm using as a t-shirt, if you will, and I don't want it shifting around or anything, so I'm just going to use that. Now, when I used my wash-away stabilizer the other day on the award ribbon side seam, it worked really well. So let me stitch color stop 1. Okay, it is the horizontal and vertical line. I have brown, light brown in my top thread and a regular bobbin in my bottom. And this is stitching your centering lines. Now, I don't have a regular Baby Lock 6x10 hoop, so I'm using my Durkee Easy Frame, and I'm using the Super Clips to hold my stabilizer. All right, so now we've got to, well, don't pull that baby out. Hello, I need that. All right, so now I've got to center. Oh dear, hang on just a second. Well, this is really funny. In my software, I had clip art to give me the symbols that she wanted in this. And even though I had the clip art turned off, when I printed my template, it printed the clip art design back here. So you're just going to have to ignore that for just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to line up my seam. I'm going to show you. I have a seam because I sewed my pieces together. And I'm going to line up the bottom of my seam. This would be the bottom of your t-shirt down here. I've got this lined up, my seam lined up here. And the other day I used my pins to hold my t-shirt in place. So I'm going to do this. This is a really, really stretchy t-shirt. Okay. So I'm just doing this for me. You don't have to. All right, so let me see if my seam is lined up here. There's my seam. And I'm going to take a pin and put it right there. Make sure, yep, there it is. All right, so get all my t-shirt straightened out. And I'm going to put a pin up here to hold it. I probably should have sprayed the back of my t-shirt, and I didn't do that. I said to do that in the last video of the patriotic ribbon that I did for someone. And hey, we are just a few days away from Veterans Awareness, so check out the veteran designs on in my Etsy shop. Okay, so we're lined up. I'm going to take my template off. I'm going to smooth this out. Sorry, I got a pin in my mouth. There we go. Put my thing back on. And the color stop number 2 is going to stitch a line for you to cut back your t-shirt, so it's not, that's what gives the side seam split design. Oh, couldn't get any better. All right. And I got to take that away. That bottom line, I have to take that away because I need to cut here. All right, so I will make that change so that you don't have to pick this out. Hang on, let me take that out. I'll make that change. All right, so I definitely will take that stitch out. All right, so we're going to trim back, and I need to be using the other scissors. Trim back my t-shirt all the way back to that line. Remember, if you hold your fabric straight up, it helps you get right next to the line, because we're going to have a satin stitch going on there. Don't trim the thread. All right, so color stop number 2, and I'm leaving the same thread in, which is a light brown, is going to stitch the placement line for your fabric. Oh, stop that just in time. Hang on. Where's my tweezers? All right. Whoa, almost had a disaster. And that t-shirt is scooting. I gotta make sure I press it. Okay, so let's finish. I'm just gonna keep my hand along this t-shirt. And I cut the thread back up. All right, hang on, let me back up. All right, so here we go again. This is the placement line for your fabric. And we're going to stop that, take this pin out so I don't end up having a problem again. All right, so I just cut a length of fabric, and I'm just gonna lay it on here, and we're gonna be trimming away, but I don't want to trim away a lot. Make sure your t-shirt isn't balled up underneath. Okay, and I've got t-shirt down there enough to stitch, and then we're gonna stitch our tack down line. I'm just smoothing my fabric out of the way, because this is one large piece of fabric, and y'all are probably going, how is she going to make a dreidel out of this? Alright, so now we got to trim our fabric away. I'm going to go up on this side with my Femore Applique scissors. I don't know exactly what they're called, but that's what they look like. And I'm going right up against that seam line, all the way into that point. And then I'm going to hold my fabric up straight and get along that line, and I've got to go this way. I can't cut the other way, so I'm going to try to keep my arm out of the way. See, as long as you hold that fabric up straight, you can get really close to that line. You ladies are really, with these designs, I'm doing a lot of applique work, which I'm not a super fan of, but everybody likes them, and I can kind of understand there's not much stitching, but You trade the cutting time for the stitching time, I guess. Here's that edge. Hold it straight up. Hold it straight up. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my arm out of the way, but I'm not doing a very good job of that. All right, throw that back there for the time being. All right, pull this out. This is, hold on. All right, so now we're going to start stitching the satin stitching that turns it into a dreidel. I hope I'm saying that right. This is color stock number 5. And I sure... And this will let you see the path that it takes. Now remember, this dreidel has been split right up the bottom center of it, so it's not going to be a whole dreidel, but oh, I wished I'd used the wash away because it comes out so much cleaner. Now, I didn't put any decorative stitching on this to keep this fabric from crinkling. And I could find something and put the decorative fill, and if you wanted to stitch it, you could. If you didn't, well, then you just skip that step. And I'll find something I can put in there, make it kind of big, just enough to hold the fabric down. With all the satin stitching, you shouldn't have a problem, but so hopefully now as this stitches you see more and more of how it looks like I guess it essentially is a top, like a spinning top. I'm going to trim this just a tad more. Boy, that fabric sure frays. Now remember, you're going to have a whole sweatshirt or t-shirt laying on here. I only have a little piece. So you'll have to be real careful that it doesn't flop over and get in your way. What is going on? Is that the bobbin? Alright, so you kind of get the gist. I'm not going to keep the camera going. I'll be back. Alright, I had to take the call and letting you see a little bit more. These side seam designs have really taken off. They're all the rage now. Just going to let this run. You can fast forward if you want, but I'm going to let it run so you can see how it stitches. So now I'm going to stitch the symbols on here that were requested, and I still have to find out what they actually mean. Just about finished with the first symbol. And I'm still trying to find out what it means. I hope it doesn't mean anything bad. And it's got about 2 minutes left, apparently, looking at my machine. I don't think this needs any decorative fill in it. I'm not going to go add anything. And these letters you can skip if you don't want to stitch them. Or symbols. All right. Oh, nope, there's another part to that symbol, sorry. see it. All I have to do is take it off and get rid of the stabilizer on the back, and we're all done. And that is the side seam dreidel. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Alright, I've removed the stabilizer from the back, got my iron warm, and I'm just giving it a quick press. Always press from the back, don't press from the front. This is my funny t-shirt. Alright, and there it is. Your side seam dreidel. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Bye.